Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome or welcome back to Dawn Spiritual Guidance. It's your girl Dawn, and we got a message for you. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Welcome to your timeless collective message. Ooh, okay. Holy Spirit, what does the collective need to know? What does the collective need to know? See and or hear at this time. Healing. That just started over. We'll keep it. Healing. You're healing. And then we have apology and forgiveness in reverse. So, oh, and then we have messages, dreams. So, cycles, completion. So, some of you guys, oh, and stability. Okay, attraction. My gosh, this is awesome. Great energy. You could be, and that's the truth. Okay, we got the air sign ace here. Okay, this kind of it gives me Ace of Swords vibes in this deck. Okay, so you've been healing when it comes to somebody that maybe has not like given you some sort of an apology for certain things that they may have said that were wrong, or bogus, or may have hurt your feelings in some sort of way, or have done something that may have caused some sort of hurt and pain, and or this is you to someone else. Okay, and this is how they're feeling about you, or what they're doing post this. Okay, and also know this could be past, present, or future information for you. Please take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Place yourself on the side of the story as you see fit. Okay, so yeah, you guys are just doing a lot of inner child healing, shadow work, or you're being guided to. Okay, from someone who hasn't, they haven't taken accountability for their actions. Okay, or you haven't, right? And however, it's like this energy keeps showing up in your dreams, right? Or you keep getting some sort of like message from them in some way, shape, or form, or whether maybe spiritually. So whether the dream state, telepathically, astrally, they could be astral traveling to you. Not saying that that's okay without your permission. It's not. The thing is with that, I mean, you don't have to make your own rules up with that. My rule of thumb is if you are a benevolent being, I don't care about you astral traveling to me, right? As long as you safe, God don't care. That's cool. If you're malevolent, I care. And I'm going to make sure you pay the consequences of your actions. I'm going to pull every rank I got on you. Okay. And so with that being said, you have to set boundaries around that and stand on it. Okay. And this could be a situation where maybe you guys had to learn that, right? Learn how to set boundaries if you didn't, or enforce them. And and all the rest of that, right? You had to learn what you like, what you didn't like. Okay, maybe this is what a situation taught you. Okay, it could have like triggered your childhood wounds and brought them up to the forefront to where you at this point you had no choice and heal. You had no choice but to heal them. Okay, now don't get me wrong, there's people out here, it's right in their face and they choose not to heal them, right? We can't force anybody to do what they don't want to do, right? Healing literally has to be a choice, because you have to put in work to unlearn. You have to put in work to relearn, and program the correct program you need from yourself and operate through that lens. And that's not always easy, all right? But also, staying in bullshit, you keep getting the same results. It's hard too. You gotta pick your heart, right? So, shadow side, you guys are coming out of the dark night of the soul here, okay? Because we did see stability here beforehand, before I did another shuffle, right? So you guys could be coming into some steady waters, okay? It's kind of what this is giving me. Now, this was in reverse, but I'm looking at it upright, okay? So, yeah, this, whatever the situation was for you guys, it definitely it took you through a dark night of the soul, right? It didn't feel too good. In this case, it wasn't kind of necessarily supposed to, because it was supposed to teach you lessons, right? For a time, as I said that. And no, that doesn't mean that it feels good. It's just letting you know, hey, this is what it was and this is what it is. And well, sometimes answers can be healing. So yeah. it happened in some sort of union that you guys were in, platonic, romantic, in whatever way, shape, or form. Okay. And whoever was in whatever, on whatever side, it's like, one person may have taken accountability or may have been upfront and honest with somebody wasn't, and or didn't apologize or didn't take accountability or whatever the case may be. Okay. And this is about you moving forward in a positive direction, regardless if somebody decides to, come give closure or give an apology. Will it hurt if it doesn't happen? For some, it might. For some, it might, right? Because especially if you really care about someone. But also at the same time, especially if it's been a while, you guys may not even give a fuck no more. Right? And I mean, that's just real. With different strokes for different folks. But this is letting you know, for you guys who maybe haven't started that journey yet. To start that healing journey, sis, sir, non-binary, okay? Going through a transformation. So whoever you've been in, now this says union, but you guys don't have to be in a union, or the union doesn't have to be like romantic related. It can be platonic related, okay? Family related, all right? For some of you, it is love related. This is somebody you're not in communication with. Okay. You guys could be going through a transformation behind the scene, maybe unbeknownst to you guys, or maybe one of you. There's been situations where only one energy has been putting in the work and stuff, and then there's other energies where both parties have. But because there's no communication, but we were talking about the dream state, the spirit realm. So maybe there's no physical communication for some of you guys. There could be, or low contact. For those that this applies to. But in other cases, there's no physical contact, but there could be like a spiritual communication, telepathic communication, right? You may not see it as such or recognize it, or they're constantly coming in your dreams. Okay, whatever the case may be. What is this? Past, lack, suffering in reverse. So this was a situation where it's like you guys were suffering. We got stability in reverse. So somebody's coming out of suffering. We have attraction in reverse. So this is somebody you're no longer like attracted to, or they're no longer attracted to you, depending upon the side of the story that you're on. Okay. Toxicity in reverse. I saw that. And renewal. And we have guilty. So somebody's feeling guilty. Avoidance. So somebody's avoiding North Node. So this has to deal with your path, your purpose, your prophecy. Okay, there's some sort of big change and renewal on the way if it hasn't happened for you, okay? So you guys could be dealing with like, some crazy waters, right? Look at that. Yeah, emotionally unstable. And this doesn't always have to be like in a manic way, as people like to automatically say, like just when you're not simply grounded. And it could be just a level 2 out of 10, But somebody really could be going through it to where it's just like, God, why? I need healing. So this connection is forcing you guys, has forced you guys to take a look at the inner childhood wounds that you guys need to heal, that your bloodline needs to heal. So it's kind of given to me that whatever connection this is, regardless of how it went, ended, whatever the case may be, and not to say that it doesn't matter or anything, because it definitely does, okay? But in a sense where it's like, sorry y'all, multitasking. Okay, there we go. But in a sense where it's like, I forgot what I was talking about. Let's just keep going. Spirit babies. Spirit babies is in reverse. Why is the spirit babies in reverse? Gifted child. Spirit baby, so a gifted child hasn't been born. Oh, here's what I was going to say. You're supposed to learn lessons from this, whoever this was, right? Regardless if you guys learned them or not, or whoever learned or not, whatever the case may be. whatever happened, you guys are you don't like them, you don't want to be with them, or you don't want to be friends or live with them, or whatever the case may be. With the intention of this connection was to show you your inner childhood wounds that you haven't learned, didn't know you needed to learn, whatever the case may be. Okay, no, it doesn't mean that whatever happened was okay. It's just more, it's always giving you like the intention from a 5D perspective. Okay. Okay, so there's, for some of you guys, these are babies that were supposed to be born or something and wasn't born for whatever the awakened. Somebody hasn't gone through their awakening. What is this in the spirit? Past life lovers. Why is this a love reading? This wasn't supposed to be a love reading. I understand I ain't really in charge of the message. My gosh. Whatever. Past life lovers. You and a special someone have been connected for many lifetimes, drawn back together now to sort out things left unfinished. It's like you're meant to be in each other's lives, learning and growing from the challenges you face together. Think of it as destiny, giving you both a chance to finally get things right and move forward on a deeper level. Now, might I add, on top of union, they added past life lovers, okay? So they like, let's get even more specific, okay? This has to deal with lover's lane, okay? So we have greed in reverse, soulmate in reverse. So somebody's not trying to come off as greedy. Ooh, this stuff is hidden. So some of you guys didn't know how somebody was trying to treat you, or like somebody's true character or something like that. Road opener. Karmic reader. Yeah. Somebody, it looks like if you guys have been doing a road opener, or you went to somebody to do a road opener, it's working. Okay. For some of you guys, you may need to do a road opener to open your roads in general and or in love, depending upon, you know, what's going on in your life. Okay. Highway to hell in reverse. So somebody didn't think that they was going to get consequences for trying to tamper with your love, your connections here, that ultimately like got in the way of some sort of child being born, special child being born. Okay, or children, you know, however many, you know, but there's supposed to be a special lineage here. But okay, and this is more so Hall of Lies, Akashic Records here. Okay. Yeah. So God is saying he needs some people to come back together here. Separation in reverse. Now, financial bind. Okay. So little do you know, you and somebody that you're dealing with could be marrying each other. Tell me more. Flame babies, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. The kingdom come, and it will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. I always say my little prayer before I begin, like turn on my video. But you know, negative energy, you do what you gotta do. So, what's this, Holy Spirit? Tell me more. David's key. So somebody doesn't have the key here. Somebody does, somebody doesn't. Soulmate in reverse. Karmic spouse. Yeah. Somebody was disguised as a somebody was really a karmic. And yeah, somebody was really a karmic. There could have been some sort of confusion with who could have been the real karmic versus who could have been the real divine feminine, divine masculine, regardless of gender. Okay. Okay. So, and you have to be sure because one of them basically has the access and the key to the kingdom. Negative karmic energy is not going to have that if they're not destined to. Like that's a God thing, right? So tell me more. And this is somebody chose this energy, this karmic energy, because they weren't awakened. Not that that makes it okay. Missing steps. So because somebody thought that they weren't going to get consequences for their actions, right? Highway to hell. They dropped the ball. Somebody dropped the ball. You dropped the ball, right? We have clean slate in reverse. Somebody, it's like not being able to get your reward because, or be able to get something because you you try to, so they could have tried to block your roads. Think about these games on these TV shows like Wipeout, right? Or X Factor and stuff like that. You're in a competition, essentially. You have to be fair. I'm not saying that people like it. I'm not saying that people don't cheat. But the idea is to be fair, for all participants to be fair, to have a fair chance. This is somebody not playing fair in a competition. Okay? That's what I'm getting. And trying to block your roads, whether this is you, whether this is whoever you're dealing with and or whoever they're dealing with. A walking red flag. Yeah, vagabond. So this is energy. They ain't got shit. They not about shit. They want this family. But the Earth angel in reverse. They a fallen angel. No, they have to pay this karma back. They have to pay this karma back. Somebody got in the way of a divine union coming together. But also at the same time, in certain essences here, not in every, but in certain ones, it's only so much excuse because the energy had to make certain decisions and choices too. Well, they didn't make the ones that was in their best interest, right? So they too missed out on what it looks like is keys to the kingdom here because of some sort of real toxic energy. This is kind of like when toxic meets toxic. Karmic wheel. Yeah, so in reverse, house clearing. So keep clearing your body. You know, for some of you guys, you're not, or whoever you're dealing with is not. Yeah, somebody think they was gonna get karma, but they are. Some of you guys, you could feel like you're on a karmic wheel. It came out in reverse. You're getting off that wheel. If you haven't already, this could be past, present, or future information for you. Okay. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Keep protecting. Keep cleansing. Sneak attack in reverse. Yeah, been dealing with attacks. You know, God said that's done. So you and whoever you been dealing with, were, was, or whatever the case may be, it's like you guys are kind of like mirroring each other right now, whether you know this or not. It looks like somebody could like met their match in a sense. Like again, toxic meets toxic, or whatever the case may be. Somebody made a wrong decision because they weren't awakened, and this made them miss out on the keys to the kingdom. Somebody thought that they weren't going to get consequences for their actions for trying to block you, stop you, or whatever the case may be. Essentially, there was a party that was supposed to come together so that they could have a divine baby. This was a divine union. But whoever the third party was, and whoever the other energy was that kind of allowed it due to the choices, right? It looks like this didn't happen. But it looks like there's some sort of transformation that's happening where there's some sort of shift may happen, you know, according to God's will. So make sure that you take this back to God, because everybody's is different. So thank you all for your love and support. It is truly, truly appreciated. And always remember, you make your own decisions. Peace out. Deuces.